The Lord be with you.
And with your spirit.
A reading from the Holy Gospel according to Mark. On that day, as evening drew on, Jesus said to his disciples, "Let us cross to the other side." Leaving the crowd, they took Jesus with them in the boat, just as he was, and other boats were with them. A violent squall came up and waves were breaking over the boat, so that it was already filling up. Jesus was in the stern, asleep on a cushion. They woke him and said to him, "Teacher, do you not care that we are perishing?" He woke up, rebuked the wind, and said to the sea, "Quiet, be still." The wind ceased, and there was a great calm. Then he asked them, "Why are you terrified? Do you not yet have faith?" They were filled with great awe and said to one another, "Who then is this, whom even wind and sea obey?" The Gospel of the Lord. Who then is this that even the wind and sea obey? Well, it is none other than Jesus, the Son of God and God himself. And we see this great picture in today's gospel of the disciples, who were, of course, fishermen themselves, and were probably used to being out on the sea, even in storms and bad weather. But this one must have been particularly bad. For them to go to Jesus and say to him, "Do you not care that we're perishing? Do you not care that this big storm is going to just wipe out our boat and we're going to probably drown in the sea?" And Jesus, of course, gets up and says to them, "Do you not have faith?" And he says to the wind and the sea, "Quiet, be still." He says to nature, he commands nature as he is God himself. And it's a very interesting scene. And why was there a storm in the first place? Because if there was no storm, it wouldn't have inspired the people there, his disciples and friends, to ask Jesus to not only do something about the storm, but also Jesus proves that he is the Messiah by calming the storm. It demonstrates that he is the sovereign Lord who has power over all, even over nature. I mean, if any of us tried to go outside right now and tell to the clouds to stop raining, I don't think it would work. But Jesus is able to do that because he is God himself. It also increases the belief of his followers in the personal care he has over them. So he cares about those who believe in him. He cares about his people. And he has the storm stop and is calm so that they will get safely back to land. We also see Jesus' humanity. As he is asleep in the boat, he is resting too, as he became in flesh to be just like us. It also gives all generations a picture of his care and power to deliver through all the storms and life trials and fearful expectations. So even though there's a storm there, Jesus calms the storm, but it's also a metaphor that Jesus can calm the storms in our own life and in our own world, if we ask him. And there's that rest and peace experience despite a great storm. Jesus is sleeping even through the turmoil. He was rested by being completely at peace and in the perfect care of God. And the disciples confessed their own inability, that they humbly admitted that there were things even out of their own control, even as experienced fishermen and folks that were used to navigating the seas in all types of weather, that they acknowledged that there was a limit to how much they could do and had to turn it over to God. And so also, as we think about that and we think about those times when we can turn to God for storms in our own lives, and today's also an important day. It's also Father's Day. And maybe we've had a father or grandfather or a good male influence in our lives who has helped us through life and helped us to navigate sometimes the choppy seas of life. And I want to read to you something that Pope Francis said. Pope Francis remarks that St. Joseph is a great model for fatherhood today. And the Pope says, and I quote, "I would like to tell you something very personal. I like St. Joseph very much. He is a strong man of silence. On my desk, I have a statue of St. Joseph sleeping. While sleeping, he looks after the church. Yes, he can do it. We know that. When I have a problem or a difficulty, I write on a piece of paper and I put it under his statue so he can dream about it. This means, please pray to St. Joseph for this problem. And so as we think about those times when we can turn to St. Joseph as well and see St. Joseph as an example of fatherhood today, and we take time to remember also maybe those good times spent with our own fathers and things that we're thankful to them for. Maybe they taught us things, and my own dad taught me, I'll never forget how to ride a bike and also to build things out of wood and do things around the house and fix things, and many other things as well. And so it's nice to think about that today, and if we see Dad, to tell him thanks and wish him a happy Father's Day, or grandfather, or somebody who has been a good influence in our own lives. So as we continue today to, as with our Mass, we know that we can entrust to God to calm the storms of our own lives and to be there and for the intercession of his holy saints as well.